we're gonna talk about Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay. Yep.
Let me calm down. Okay, so I've done something I've never done before and reached a new record. Over the course of 2 weeks, I played 82 hours of Cyberpunk before rolling credits. And as I was writing this and starting a second playthrough, I was at an even 100 hours, and now I'm at 106. Look,
You sound like me with Nier Automata.
the last game I played for anywhere near this long in one playthrough was Persona 5, and it took me like a
Oh.
year, and I didn't even finish it.
I was gonna say you still haven't finished.
This game
Oh.
was incredible, and it had my attention every time I wasn't working, eating, shitting, or sleeping, okay? I was just playing Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Real.
To give you a little more detail on the story without spoiling it, after the opening 5 hours that I talked about last episode, you find
Right.
yourself with the digital copy of rocker boy Johnny Silverhand in your mind, and your main goal is to get him out. Um, the story is great, and the side quests are incredible. Not a boring one among them, and even the smaller side quests are at least fun as hell because the gameplay is just it's fun. It's so good.
Right.
Um, the Phantom Liberty DLC was also incredible. Once again, I was led to believe a celebrity casting was bad when it was great. Idris Elba put his whole El Bussy into this role. It was he did a great job. Thank you. I'll be here all night.
Oh, that's good. That was a good one.
This this DLC turned Cyberpunk into a spy thriller, and I love it.
Ooh.
There's this section of map that I guess I just didn't notice existed, called Dogtown, that is the staging ground for the entirety of the DLC. It was just
Oh, wow.
there, and I just never noticed it for some reason. And it was just blocked off. But yeah, I enjoy the stealth in this game, so this being more of a spy thriller was really fun. And pistols are my favorite weapons in this game, and the DLC gave you this silence pistol called Her Majesty, which is a reference to the James Bond movie and Her Majesty's Secret Service. I love James Bond.
Right.
I've been slowly going through all of the movies from the
Real.
beginning.
That's also just like the hardest
Man.
name for a gun I've ever heard.
Her
Like,
Majesty, yeah.
goes insane.
But yeah, also the James Bond, we'll have to talk about it once I finally finish watching the second one. But they're old. They started being made in the 60s. And boy, howdy, are they sexist as hell. It's
Yeah.
like comically so. It's hilarious how sexist they are, these old ass movies. But yeah, the new characters in story in Phantom Liberty are real good. And the final choices you have at the end are heartbreaking. They really touch your soul. Towards the end of the game, you get Johnny's car and his gun. And throughout several missions, you collect his clothes. So by the end of the game, I was fully Johnny Silverhand. I was Keanu Reeves.
Real.
I was wearing his clothes. I had his gun. I had his car. His gun and his car are easily the best gun and car in the entire game.
Of course.
And his gun is a pistol, and I love pistols in this game. Pistols are so fun. And his car is a Porsche 911, and yeah, it's the only actual like real life car in the game. Like it's the only it's the only car in the game that is based off a car that actually exists in real life. And it's a great car. It rides. Let me tell you something. I don't hate. I've gotten used to it, and now I understand it. But it's still not great. And it was a big criticism of the game when it first came out, which is the driving. It sucks because every car drives on the road like the road is covered in quicksand, and is slipping and sliding all over the place. If you try to gently turn around a corner, your car will do a full 360 and slam into a guardrail. It is crazy how bad.
Oh, no.
And once you get used to it, you gain control over the madness, and you figure it out, and you're like, okay, driving's a little fun, but still not great. And motorcycles, for the most part, drive how the car should. So most people tend to stick to motorcycles, and plus they give you, I talked about last game how I had to buy a car because I didn't have a car for a while because it was destroyed. I realized I didn't need to do that because the game loves just giving you cars for free as part of side quest. And there's a side quest that I didn't realize I had put off for so long where it was essentially going to a person who died early on in the game's funeral, and then they give you his motorcycle, and I was like, I should have done this immediately. In my second playthrough, I did it immediately because I needed a vehicle because, again, my car was destroyed. But this time I recognized, I get a vehicle if I just went and did this side mission early on in the game. But yeah, they just slip and slide all over the place. And what makes Johnny car so great, not only that it looks good, but it drives how every car in the game should drives. It doesn't slide all over the place whenever you try to turn. And it's a video game. Let me drive fast and don't punish me for driving fast. Okay? It's like if GTA, the game that's called Grand Theft Auto, had made driving cars suck. You know how ass that would be? The game's called Grand Theft Auto. The whole point of the game is stealing cars.
Right.
And this is basically the RPG sci-fi version of GTA. You shouldn't be punishing me for driving fast.
Right.
Especially when you give me fast cars. For free.
It's funny that you for free is crazy. It's funny that you bring up GTA's driving because I absolutely suck at GTA's driving. It's not the game's fault. It's my fault.
Oh, then
and
you
I
would
know it's my fault.
You would be you'd be driving into the ocean in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, yep. And I was just about to say,
if you turn too hard next to the harbor in that game, you're going straight into the ocean.
It's like I know I struggle with GTA's driving, so like this, and like I said, I'm planning on picking up Cyberpunk.
It's so good.
I'm gonna just walk.
I mean, the thing is there's a great fast travel system. The problem is to unlock the fast travel points, you don't have to use them. You just have to be near them. So they encourage you to early on in the game drive around so that you unlock the fast travel points by just being in the area where they get unlocked, just by existing there. So you have to drive around a little bit to unlock the fast travel points. But yeah, you just get you a motorcycle and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
They're easy to drive in the game, and they could like slide through cracks, so you can go into places you should not be able to go to with a vehicle. I do that all the time.
You're a bike slide.
Oh, the Akira bike is straight up in the game. I'm not joking.
Wow.
I'm not joking. They literally straight up put his bike and his jacket in the game. They knew their target audience.
Yeah.
They put the Akira bike. I found it out literally at the end of the game. I'm going literally after I beat the story mode, and I'm going back and doing some of the side quests that I did not know existed. So I feel like this is one of the flaws of the game, is that there are some mechanics they don't really teach you how to use very well. Mm-hmm. And there's this thing called the NCPD scanner where you could you just stop crimes for the NCPD. And I didn't know that existed. And there's a lot of them. Like, I'm talking almost too many. And they give you a decent amount of money for doing them too. And I just straight up I just didn't know they existed until I literally rolled credits. So in my second playthrough, I'm going on my way to do them so that I can get, money and also, level up so I can, spend skill points. And I've been taking advantage of all these mechanics that I didn't know existed, like being able to upgrade weapons. I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought that you had to find rarer weapons. Like, they have the rarity system that most games with guns have, the different colors, the purples, the blues, the epic weapon. They don't call them epic weapons. They call them, they have tiers. It's tier 5, I think, is what the gold colored epic weapons are called. And it's a good system. And I thought that I just had to find better weapons. I don't buy weapons. I'm gonna tell you something about this game. You don't need to buy anything. Oh, well, you don't need to buy cars. You don't need to buy guns. The game will just give them to you. You will just do side quest. You do a side quest, you're gonna get a car. You're gonna get a bike. You do side quests, you're gonna find really good weapons. You're always gonna find good stuff. The only things you need to buy are the cyberware upgrades, the cyborgs upgrade stuff, and quick hacks. Those are the only stuff you need to buy, and even then sometimes you can find those in the wild as well. So when you play that game, don't buy cars. Just don't.
Gotcha.
Just steal cars until you do a mission where you get a free car. But yeah, this game's fun. I'm in the middle of my second playthrough. This time I'm playing I'm doing a corporate life path, which means I started working for a big corporation, specifically Arsaga, which is the biggest corporation in this universe. And I'm playing as a netrunner, which is basically like hacking, and it's real fun. In my first playthrough, again without spoiling it, despite looking, like I said, like Johnny and having his car and his gun, the ending I chose went against him, and I did not like it. I didn't like it, not because it was bad, because it just I felt like at the time it was the best choice, because in my mind my intentions was to keep my friends out of harm's way and to have complete control over my body for the ending of the game. Right. But instead I basically sold my soul. And it was a very soul-crushing ending. I was like, man, this was disappointing. But because what they do is, because I said it before, but the ending does just straight up basically end the game. And when they put you back into the open world, it's just before you start the final mission.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just, of course, hop back into the final mission and choose a different ending. And I'm probably going to do that eventually because I don't think I'll have enough time to play through the entirety of the game. I mean, I could, but that would mean that I'm not doing the things that I need to do in life.
Right,
like
day-to-day life.
Like eat and work. So yeah, probably won't do that. So I'll probably just, before Spider-Man comes out, actually go back in there and see what the other endings look like. But yeah, it's fun. My second playthrough, I made a guy this time because I'm romancing Panam, and she in this last mission, she kissed me, and I was like, I'm getting close. Like low key, I reacted when she kissed my virtual character, like if a girl randomly kissed me in real life. I was just like, oh my god, what just happened? Where am I? What year is it?
So real.
But yeah, I chose to go basically the complete opposite of what I did the first time, where I was a nomad living out in the wild, and I was a ninja running around with the sword, slicing people up, and now I'm using sniper rifles, hacking people from a distance, and I'm from the city, and I worked for a corporation. But yeah, this game is incredible. I definitely suggest people to play it. I'm excited for the second one. It's a good game.